with an M203 grenade launcher and an individual communication radio, along with the basic combat load of 210 rounds for their rifle. Each team leader also carries a minimum combat load of 36 high-explosive M203 rounds. The M4 is a gas-powered, shoulder-fired, semi-automatic assault rifle that can fire in both single-shot and a 3-round burst mode. This 5.56 millimeter rifle is capable of using ball ammunition as well as tracer and blank munitions. The M203 is a single-shot grenade launcher mounted beneath the barrel of the assault rifle. This weapon fires a 40 millimeter projectile of high-explosive smoke parachute flares or a variety of non-lethal crowd-control munitions. It has a separate sighting system, as the rifle's organic sights are not compatible with the ballistics of the 40 millimeter projectile. The individual communication radio is used for internal communication with the squad leader and between the team leaders to better control the squad. Each team leader controls an automatic rifleman who carries the M249 squad automatic weapon, or SAW, with a basic combat load of 1,000 rounds. The SAW is a belt or magazine-fed, fully automatic weapon which fires from the open bolt position. The primary means of loading a SAW is with a standard 200-round drum of length 5.56 ammunition. However, 30-round magazines may also be used for emergency situations. Each team leader also controls 2 riflemen who carries the M4 carbine rifle, an M68, pt2, and their basic combat load of 210 rounds for their rifle. The pt2 is a target laser designator. It can designate targets out to 400 meters to engage with a night vision device. The M68 is a reflexive, through-sight optic mounted on top of the weapon. This optic augments the weapon's natural sights with the use of a visible red dot as a reference for the shooter during emergency situations. The intensity of the red dot may be adjusted for any type of environmental illumination, even making it so dim that it can only be seen through night vision devices. As you can see, each rifleman is also equipped with a medical aid bag, an M18 Claymore anti-personnel mine of an M136 AT4 anti-armor weapon. The medical aid bag contains the basic equipment for a first responder. Every soldier has received basic first aid training and is able to render such aid for injuries found on the battlefield. The M18 Claymore anti-personnel mine is packed with 1.5 pounds of C4 explosive material. When detonated, it projects over 700 steel balls towards its target. The M136 AT4 is a shoulder-fired 84 millimeter anti-armor weapon in an expendable fiberglass tube. The AT4 can penetrate up to 14 inches of armor. Additional equipment used by the squad may include AN/PVS-14 night vision device, body armor, and load-bearing equipment. The AN/PVS-14 is a monocular night vision goggle used for short-range or close-in viewing during hours of limited visibility. The individual body armor, or IBA, is the base piece of equipment that all worn equipment will fit around. The armor consists of soft mesh Kevlar and hard ceramic plates capable of defeating a sniper's bullet. There are additional shoulder, neck, groin, and side armor pieces that can be outfitted to attach to the IBA. The load-carrying equipment supports the basic load for the soldier. A typical kit consists of 7 magazines holding 210 total rounds, 2 fragmentary grenades, a personal first aid kit, and no less than 2 quarts of water. It is not uncommon for this kit to weigh 30 pounds or more. Ladies and gentlemen, please give these soldiers a round of applause. The Drill Sergeant's Day starts before their soldiers awake and ends long after they have put their soldiers to rest. 7 days a week, over 10 weeks of demanding training. Drill Sergeants serve as the instructor, mentor, and role model for their soldiers. Drill Sergeants are present whenever and wherever their soldiers go, in the cold of winter and in the scorching heat of summer. Drill Sergeants are among the best non-commissioned officers in the United States Army and the world. They are handpicked and undergo extensive and highly demanding training. The drill sergeants are identified by their distinctive headgear. Reciting the Drill Sergeant Creed is Drill Sergeant Brad R. Allen. Drill Sergeant Allen is the drill sergeant of the cycle for Charlie Company.
I am a drill sergeant. I will assist each individual in their efforts to become a highly motivated, well-disciplined, physically and mentally fit soldier, capable of defeating any enemy on today's modern battlefield. I will instill pride in all I train, pride in self, in the Army, and in country. I will insist that each soldier meets and maintains the Army standards of military bearing and courtesies, consistent with the highest traditions of the U.S. Army. I will lead by example, never requiring a soldier to attempt any task I will not do myself. But first, last, and always, I am an American soldier, sworn to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, both foreign and domestic. I am a drill sergeant. This will defend.
Ladies and gentlemen, the battalion commander of the 3rd Battalion, 34th Infantry Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Scott E. Sonsala.
All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Well, welcome to the United States Army Training Center and Fort Jackson. It's going to be warm out here this morning, so let's get this morning's event started. We expect it to be slightly warmer, so there's good news. I did curtail my speech down to about 2 to 3 minutes, but it is cooler than we planned on, so you have your choice this morning. You can have the folder in the 2 to 3 minute version, or the 3-ring binder for about 10 to 12. All in favor of the folder? Alright, we're going to go with that folder because I think the sun's already getting to me. I'd like to start this morning by recognizing our distinguished guests, our Deputy Commanding Officer for Fort Jackson, Colonel Mark Shade. Sir, ooh. I'd also like to offer up a round of applause for our 20 newest citizens down here in front of us. Let's hear it for that. Ladies and gentlemen, we are exactly a week short of the 13th anniversary of September 11th. But it's never too early to honor those that have come to our nation's defense. Would all of the soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines in the crowd, past or present, please rise so that we may recognize you for your service to our country. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the great Americans that have made the American Armed Forces the greatest military in the world, and our country the greatest nation on the planet. Thank you very much. Today is about family. It's about the great tradition of a soldier reuniting with his or her family after time apart. Family is the core of who we are, and family provides an inspiration for a soldier, a reason for them to do what they do. I cannot begin to explain to you the importance of your presence today. Over the course of a career, soldiers will miss birthdays, graduations, and anniversaries. This separation makes time with family members all the more special. Your presence today makes a difference. It provides an opportunity to tell the great stories that they have been through over the last 10 weeks and to rekindle some old ones from back home. Most importantly, though, it shows that you support their choice to serve their country. Today is Family Day, and family provides that support that a soldier needs in tough times. You have demonstrated your support in a manner that this battalion has never seen before. You have followed your soldiers from day one, and in the past 10 weeks, this group sitting in this stands has visited our Facebook page for over 1.1 million times. The family members in this stands here have completed over 850 Army Family Team Building courses for over 2,500 hours of credit. That's more than some Army bases do in an entire year. So you have my congratulations. Thank you for that support. Today is also a day of reunion and those stories I told you about. And trust me, there's going to be some great ones as the day goes along. Just don't believe all of them. In a few minutes, we're going to be joined by your soldiers. They are now experts in teamwork, marksmanship, and first aid. They live the Army values of loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. They've become leaner, physically fit, and resilient. They are not the same person that left home, but I guarantee you, you will be proud of the person that they have become. Some last-minute reminders. Today is an on-post pass. That means you can go anywhere on Fort Jackson, but your soldier cannot, under any circumstances, pass through the gates. Enjoy the post morale, welfare, and recreation facilities, such as the movie theaters, the bowling alleys, the restaurants, and the post exchange. You can stop by the barracks or the battalion headquarters, and you can see how your soldiers have lived for the past 10 weeks. Or just stop by the post museum and enjoy a little air conditioning. Number 2, your soldiers must be back at their company areas by 7:45 p.m. so that they can prepare for tomorrow's activities. However, once you've dropped them off, I encourage you to stop by our battalion headquarters at 8 o'clock this evening, where we'll host an information briefing that will help you understand a little bit more about the life your soldier has entered. We'll be joined by the American Red Cross, TRICARE, the battalion chaplain, and many of our spouses so that we can help answer any questions that you have. That briefing will probably go an hour, but we will gladly stay as long as you need us to answer anything that you might have that needs to be answered. Lastly, PDA. It's the Army's abbreviation for Public Displays of Affection. We don't do it in uniform. However, since today is Family Day, Sergeant Major says you can have all the PDA you want on Milton Field. On Milton Field. Okay? So after we release you and you find your soldiers, give them all the hugs and kisses you need. But as soon as you get on the far side of these bleachers, they got to go back to being soldiers. Are we clear? All right. One last reminder. Have your soldiers back at 7:45 this evening. Be back here for graduation at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. All right, we've covered the ground rules. We're missing something.
Soldiers!
About 1,300 soldiers. Okay? These 1,300 soldiers represent that top 1% of our nation's youth. Less than 1 in every 4 soldiers or citizens of the United States is mentally, morally, and physically capable of serving. Less than 1% do. The soldiers that are about to appear before you are that 1%. But we've learned one thing over the last couple weeks. These soldiers respond very well when you talk or yell in a very loud voice. So if you will help me by rising to your feet, stomping your feet, and cheering as loud as you can.